Technical difficulty. So I'm Josh from Galvsport. I run and own a shop here in Perth, Western Australia. We got 6 guys here and we do all sorts of different vehicle customisation. Primarily we steer towards the Nissan stuff, but over the last couple of years we start going more towards the Euro market as well. So in the shop at any one point in time we've got 35 GTRs through Lambos, through M3s, Audis, all sorts of different stuff. So we do from bare shell restorations through to basic service packages depending on what the customer wants. Galvsport started basically just doing stuff after hours. I used to run a normal workshop where we just did everyday services. We had 8 guys there. I used to stay back and just do little bits and pieces, turbo conversions, engine builds, handbrake conversions, all sorts of random little things. We started there, got a little warehouse, the old warehouse from this one, like 220 square metres, one little Chinese hoist in the corner, and then I'd work during the day, finish at 6 o'clock odd, go over there, work until 10 o'clock at night, and did that 7 days a week on Saturdays and Sundays. And then eventually sort of just threw in the towel at the old job and went, all right, I'll work for myself. And yeah, haven't really looked back since. It's been pretty cool, stressful at times, and you know, definitely not without its challenges, but definitely I'd struggle to go back to just normal, you know, normal workshops and what I was doing before, that's for sure. Sort of achievements to date, we've grown in such a rate of knots. It's difficult to measure those. You know, we started in 2012. Gav and myself. He was doing after-hours stuff. I was doing after-hours stuff. We just converge at the workshop, do some stuff, go get dinner, go home, sort of thing. And so we went from that. Early 2013, we got this place. Had half of this, shared it with some tow trucks. So we had 300 odd squares, couple of hoists, and just sort of gradually picked up the workflow. And then now we're at 1,000 square metres. We've got warehouse 2 and 3, and a storage unit off-site where we got cars. And yeah, sort of achievements. I think we was on board with Race Wars quite early. We jumped on with them from the get-go and did some scrutineering and stuff with them at the old shop, which was a bit of a chaos. But we got that sorted, built some cool cars for then, and GTRs were sort of just coming into popularity when we started, and just by chance we were working on GTRs at the time, and then sort of just rode that wave as we got bigger. So we've done all sorts of different builds which we can go in and we'll feature in this sort of series, and we've got a few cars over east that we've done. We went to GTR Festival. We've done, obviously, Race Wars is our prime event. Had 14 cars there last year, which was pretty cool. Jeff Kosevera's 32 was a really good project for us. Damien Bristow's car, Gav Beers 32, all of which we'll show through the sort of video series that we're doing now. And we're just on to sort of the half shop car that's owned by a client who sort of likes to stay in the background and stay quiet. That's going to be a pretty cool bus, and it's definitely a bit of a technical challenge. In amongst that, we've done Targa West for 4 years. We've done, and recently just with Peter Rullo and his GTR, which we had a pretty strong result with, which was great. Prior to that, we did some Evo work with Jamie and Paul. Then we did Targa Taz in 2015, and all sorts of little events in between. You know, at this point in the year, as the rally sprint season starts and the Barbagallo track nights are on, there's pretty much an event every week. So you've got a steady workflow of guys coming through for brake fluid flushes to pads to upgrades. It doesn't stop now. So it'll run all the way through. We've got Race Wars this year. We've got Targa Taz again, GTR Festival, World Time Attack, and we're going to Japan and we're shipping a whole bunch of cars over there for customers to sort of tick off the bucket list sort of thing and race at Scuba over there. So that'll be pretty fun. Today I was welding up some wastegate stuff for the Hank, for the GTR, for the shop car.
culture.
So we just put a Turbo Smart electronic position control gate on that. Just welded up the screamer pipe, put the gate on, put in some EGTs, welded them in, and we're just getting all of our dimensions right because there's a lot going on in that corner of the car. Mounted a new intercooler, so we've got a billet end tank intercooler from Hypertune that we've got on the car now. So the rest of this week we're going to be finishing off the intercooler piping, big CPC plenum on it, Hypertune throttle body, and we've got to get all of that working because the car's got to get off to paint. We're definitely behind the 8 ball a bit, like anything with those sorts of big jobs. Fortunately, we've sort of broken, I feel we've broken the back of a lot of the technical challenges of it. In the background at night, I'm working on the air shift. So it's got a Shift Tech air shift control on the Albans. So that's current challenge. And then, yeah, you'd have that out here or something. You just got to have it short enough that it doesn't like hit things. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't hit here. Because the floor's on, because the floor pan's on an angle like that, it makes it real hard to get that to clear.
Yeah. Cool. All right,
cool. The other guys, we've got Lamborghini Gallardo with some E-gear dramas we're working on. That's a bit of a challenge at the moment. It's not playing ball. So we're just trying to get them out of that as best we can. It's their sort of workhorse, and trying to get them out of that job as affordably as we possibly can. Gav did a set of big end bearings on an M3, which is a really popular job coming through the shop nowadays as they're getting older, so they've got a bit of a drama where they wear their big end shells prematurely. Here I'm baking a cake. This is a lemon meringue. So he did that, moved on to a cam job on an SS, so we just put a new blower cam on a car with a Magnuson charger, which is pretty cool. Owen was doing some intercooler piping on a little AC Cobra replica. That's a cool car that's got a VL turbo engine in it and a full VL drivetrain, which is probably the most odd engine I've ever seen in one of those kit cars. So it does the dose, and the old gentleman that owns it definitely likes the dose, so he drives down West Coast Highway with it. And Aaron was wiring in a new switch panel and some new ECU control stuff on Damien Bristow's HKS car. So we're just getting some boost by gear installed with the GPS and some different little trick stuff we're going to test at the drags on Wednesday night.
Tripping on back from the legs, say something. Never tell a pack that I never stay running. Sipping on facts, damn, know I got stacks.